Hey guys, it's Nick here with Parks Detailing, and today we're here with Kenny Florian, UFC superstar and legend, and we're going to be talking about his Porsche 964 that we recently did a transformative detail on. Kenny and I met through Cars and Cappuccino locally here in Charlotte, North Carolina. If you have watched any of our previous videos or follow us on social media, you've probably seen a little bit about Cars and Cap. You could say I'm a little partial, but I do think it is one of the best shows in the area. Really cool cars out there. It's European cars only. So Kenny and I met through the owner of Cars and Cap, Trent, and we kicked it off, and he decided to bring us his 911 to have us detail it. So he brought it in. It was in pretty rough condition. I mean, overall, it's a very clean example. It's a driver's car. How many miles are on it?
Over 120,000. So.
Okay, yeah. So he uses it, which is awesome. We love to see that here. But it, you had your typical swirl marks, water spots. We had to take the badges off to do a paint correction underneath the badges. We removed the side decals, the Carrera decals on the side. They were starting to peel up a little bit. Did full paint correction. We had some paintless dent removal done. We also ceramic coated the glass. We removed the wheels, ceramic coated the HREs. Went through the interior as well, and then finally we put NV Nova Pro on the paint to keep it protected and easy to clean for years to come. So we wanted to bring Kenny in here today just to kind of talk to him about his car, how he became a Porsche enthusiast and what ultimately led him to buy this air-cooled example versus something like a new Turbo S or GT3 or something like that, which I know you've owned some of those as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, just want to hear a little bit about your journey with this car.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for doing this. I mean, the job is just phenomenal, and you already had a great reputation, and I'm so glad I really did this.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I've loved cars for a long time, and I think the car that was, I guess I looked up to, or had all the posters of as a kid were the Porsches.
Of course.
It was the Porsche Turbo or whatever. And eventually, as I was going through my fight career, I was able to make a little bit more money and finally able to get a nice car. I never really had a nice car up to that point. They were always used or small or not the car that ideally that I wanted. I've always loved going fast and having a nice car, and I've had let's see, I've had the AMG Mercedes cars. I've had an Audi R8 V10. I've had a GT3, and I remember seeing the air-cooled cars, and I was like, man, I've always loved those cars. They look so cool, and it just, I guess, like a lot of people, it kind of reminded me of my childhood in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And when I had the opportunity to see more of them and actually drive them, there was something very enchanting about it and charming. And I was like, I got to have one of those.
Yeah.
And I guess from driving it, I think what it really gets you to do is be as present as possible, which I think is a good practice. Being a martial artist, that's so important.
Sure.
And having a manual, listening to the engine, understanding the car, getting a feel for the car, the brakes, the handling, the balance, and whether it's daily driving or going to the track. I like that because it forces me to have to pay attention all the time, and there's no time that you really can't pay attention in the older cars. And I also think, with the older Porsches, it has something that you can't really replicate in today's world with some of the newer cars.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
And it's nice that you don't have to go 100 miles an hour to have a good time.
Yeah,
you can
absolutely.
have a great time going 40, 50 miles an hour on the twisties and still enjoy yourself. Yeah,
absolutely, man. How long have you had the car?
So I got this, let's see, around 2016, 2017,
Okay, nice.
I believe.
Yeah,
so I got it from a lawyer in NorCal who was looking to get rid of it. And it was right around that time where the prices were starting to get a little bit more expensive, but weren't ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I think I got in at a good time.
I'd say
and I got a great deal on the car. and it looked like he was kind of transitioning out of a job or looking for a new job, so he kind of sold it at a pretty good deal.
Nice.
But as you knew, it was a car that was driven. It had its stories. The engine was leaking oil like a lot of the 964s do. They leak oil. So I definitely invested in the car, got it done right. I changed the suspension on it.
KWs, right?
Yeah, KWs, nice. And then just a lot of little different bits and parts that were put together by the guys over at Emotion Engineering. They did a tremendous job. They actually do Jeff Swartz cars for the Pikes Peak hill climb and stuff like that. They did a great job on that, and took it to a guy named Joe Leggs in Escondido, California. He redid the engine completely, made it RS spec as far as like the flywheel and the clutch.
I can definitely tell when I drive.
Yeah, it's not easy to drive. Yeah. It's not easy to drive. Let's say I put a Steve Wong chip in there, and just other little bits and pieces that just make it a fun car and just a joy to drive.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, we really appreciate you bringing us the car, and I think we're going to do a follow-up video at some point. We were going to do a check-in wash today, but the car is still pretty immaculate and clean, so we're going to let Kenny enjoy it a little bit more. Then we're going to invite him back on a day when it's not so brutally hot outside and walk him through the hand washing process, what products we use. I know you mentioned you're not super, you don't have a lot of experience with hand washing.
No, I would love to be educated on that, exactly how to do it and treat the car right. So,
yeah, absolutely, man. We got it looking great for you, so we want to make sure to educate you on how to keep it looking that way and answer any questions you have. So we really appreciate the opportunity, man, and look forward to getting to learn more about this car in the future with you.
Thank you so much, man. You've brought so much life to the car. It looks like a totally different car than when I brought it in. So I'm totally stoked on it. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I look forward to the video of we filmed the whole process and everything. So it's going to be awesome getting to watch the transformation, because we had it here for a really long time. So when you have a car for that long, it can sort of you kind of forget like how it started until you go look through the old pictures and look through the video, and you're like, wow, this was actually as a detailer, you want to focus on the flaws that didn't come out. So it kind of drives you crazy. But overall, we were super happy with the results.
I can't wait to check out the video, man.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Kenny.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it, man.
Hell yeah.